Is Rahul Gandhi's ambition to become Prime Minister of India driven by a quest for power or a true desire to serve the nation? This question niggles at the heart of Indian politics, particularly when we trace the lineage of the Gandhi family. Rahul Gandhi, scion of a political dynasty that began with his great-grandfather, Jawaharlal Nehru. Nehru is an iconic figure in Indian history, but also a controversial one. It's said that he orchestrated the adoption of his daughter Indira by none other than Mahatma Gandhi, a move that secured the prestigious Gandhi surname for the family. Indira Gandhi, the Iron Lady of India, went on to become the Prime Minister. However, her rule was tinged with controversy. A state of emergency was imposed under her regime, a move seen by many as a desperate attempt to cling on to power. The dynastic saga didn't end there. Rajiv Gandhi, Rahul's father, continued the lineage. His marriage to Italian-born Sonia Gandhi raised eyebrows, and his sister, Priyanka's decision to marry a non-Hindu man while ensuring her son bore the Gandhi name, added more layers to the family's complex narrative. Rahul Gandhi himself hasn't been immune to public scrutiny and mockery. His critics have often derisively referred to him as pappu, an epithet that seeks to question his intellectual prowess. His public appearances and speeches are characterized by emotional storytelling, which some argue are a carefully crafted facade. They are seen as attempts to manipulate public sentiment, to present him as a patriotic figure, while critics argue that they lack substance. The narrative of Rahul Gandhi's political journey is as complex as it is controversial. His ambitions, shaped by a lineage marked by power and prestige, have raised pressing questions about his motivations. Is his desire to become Prime Minister driven by a genuine wish to serve the people of India, or is it a mere manifestation of a relentless quest for power? The seeds of ambition were sown early in the Gandhi family, and Rahul seems to have inherited them. As we delve deeper into this political saga, we'll explore more about Rahul Gandhi's controversial public image, his campaigns, leadership, electoral victories, and his stance on key government initiatives. Rahul Gandhi's public image is a conundrum, with some viewing him as a hero and others as a laughingstock. His lineage, marred with controversy, continues to be a significant factor in shaping public opinion about him. His great-grandfather's decision to adopt Indira Gandhi to secure the prestigious Gandhi surname, his father's international marriage, and his sister's marital choices all add to the narrative of a family that prioritizes power over tradition. Rahul Gandhi himself is no stranger to public mockery. He has earned the nickname pappu, a colloquial term used to denote someone lacking intellectual prowess. His public speeches, often characterized by emotional stories, have been criticized for their lack of substance and perceived as attempts to manipulate public sentiment. Critics argue that these stories are a carefully crafted facade, aimed at presenting him as a patriotic figure.
राहुल गांधी आपके दिमाग में मैंने मार दिया, वो है ही नहीं, मेरे माइंड में है ही नहीं, गया वो, गया। जिस व्यक्ति को आप देख रहे हो वो राहुल गांधी नहीं है, वो आपको दिख रहा है। बात नहीं समझे आप? हिंदू धर्म को पढ़ो थोड़ा, शिव जी को पढ़ो, समझ आ जाएगी बात। कैसे मत, हैरान मत हो, हैरान मत हो। राहुल गांधी आपके दिमाग में है, मेरे दिमाग में है ही नहीं। राहुल गांधी बीजेपी के दिमाग में है, मेरे दिमाग में है ही नहीं। इतना मतलब हैरान क्यों लग रहे हो आप? शुक्रिया शुक्रिया। इमेज का मुझे कुछ लेना देना नहीं है, इमेज में मुझे इंटरेस्ट नहीं है। जो इमेज आप रखना चाहते हो रख दो, अच्छी रखनी है रख दो, खराब रखनी है रख दो, वो आपका है, मेरा नहीं है, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, मुझे अपना काम करना है।
His campaign, Bharat Jodo, has come under fire for its superficiality. It focuses on regions already within India, leading critics to question if it is merely a symbolic gesture rather than a substantial plan for national unity. Rahul Gandhi's promises of financial incentives to voters are seen by some as a cynical ploy to garner support.
हम मध्य प्रदेश की जनता से मोहब्बत करते हैं, हम झूठ नहीं बोलेंगे। तो सच्चे वायदे मैं आपको बता देता हूं, कर्नाटक में किया या हम करने जा रहे हैं। माताएं और बहनें, पहली बात आपके लिए 1500 रुपए हर महीने आपके बैंक अकाउंट में। मोदी जी ने 1000 रुपए का सिलेंडर बनाया है, सरकार आते ही 500 रुपए का आपका सिलेंडर आपके घर में मिल जाएगा। 1000 रुपए आपको देने नहीं पड़ेंगे। 100 यूनिट बिजली मुफ्त में, और हमारे आदिवासी भाइयों के लिए, बहनों के लिए तेंदुपत्ता 4000 रुपए का।
His actions within the Indian National Congress Party, particularly during his mother Sonia Gandhi's leadership, are seen as indicative of familial control, undermining the party's democratic principles. His electoral victories, often hinged on offering monetary incentives, are viewed by some as exploiting poverty for political gain. His YouTube channel documents visits to poverty-stricken areas which critics label as political stunts. These visits, they argue, further the perception that Rahul Gandhi is more interested in personal advancement than addressing social issues. His consistent criticism of key government initiatives, despite their proven success, and his call for a caste-based census, a divisive proposition, raise concerns about his motivations. Public opinion is divided on Rahul Gandhi, but his actions and words often seem to raise more questions than answers. His opposition to significant reforms, regardless of their potential benefits to the nation, and his unrelenting pursuit of power, make his true motivations a subject of scrutiny. Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo campaign has been criticized for its superficiality and lack of substance. This campaign, which translates to Join India, has been at the center of much scrutiny. The campaign's objective is to unite the various regions of India, a premise that seems redundant to many, considering the regions in question are already part of the nation. Many view the campaign as an attempt to manipulate public sentiment, to create a facade of unity and patriotism. Yet beneath the surface there seems to be little substance. The campaign's focus appears to revolve around Rahul Gandhi and his quest for power, rather than any genuine desire to unite the people of India. What's more, the campaign is riddled with promises of financial incentives. These promises, which some critics argue are nothing more than a cynical ploy to garner support, seem to lack a concrete plan for implementation. They serve as a stark reminder of the campaign's superficial nature, with its focus on short-term gains rather than long-term benefits for the people. Rahul Gandhi's public appearances, too, have not been devoid of criticism. His penchant for adjusting microphones before addressing the public has been interpreted by some as a sign of insecurity. It's these small nuances that raise questions about his confidence and ability to lead a nation. Moreover, his campaign speeches often feature emotional stories, seemingly crafted to tug at the heartstrings of the public. But critics argue that these stories lack substance, that they are a facade aimed at presenting Rahul Gandhi as a patriotic figure. In reality, they lack the depth and understanding required to address the complex issues plaguing the nation. In conclusion, the Bharat Jodo campaign, despite its grand promises and emotional appeal, seems to be more about Rahul Gandhi's desire for power than about uniting India. Critics argue that the campaign is superficial, lacking in substance, and driven by personal ambition rather than genuine concern for the nation. Critics argue that Rahul Gandhi's campaign is more about power than about truly uniting India. Rahul Gandhi's leadership within the Indian National Congress and his electoral victories have been subjects of controversy. Rahul Gandhi's tenure as the president of the Indian National Congress has been marked by accusations of familial control that critics argue undermine the democratic principles of the party. Indeed, during the leadership of his mother, Sonia Gandhi, Prime Minister Manmohan Singh was reportedly treated with disrespect, often seated in less prominent positions during party meetings. This has led to questions about the role of family hierarchy within the party and the extent to which it may be compromising democratic processes. Rahul's electoral strategies have also come under scrutiny. He has often relied on promising monetary incentives to voters, a strategy that some argue exploits poverty for political gain. Take, for instance, his electoral campaign in Karnataka, where he promised free electricity and bus travel for women. While this may have contributed to his victory, it resulted in a significant financial strain for the state. His campaign, Bharat Jodo or Join India, has been criticized for its superficiality. Critics argue that it focuses on regions already within India, and its promises of financial incentives to voters are seen as a cynical ploy to garner support. Additionally, his habit of adjusting microphones before speaking in public has been interpreted as a sign of insecurity, adding another dimension to the criticisms of his leadership style. Rahul's visits to poverty-stricken areas, often documented on his YouTube channel, have been labeled as political stunts. These visits, critics argue, further the perception that he is more interested in personal advancement than in addressing the systemic issues that cause poverty in the first place. While it is undeniable that Rahul Gandhi has achieved electoral victories, the strategies he has used to achieve them and his actions within the Indian National Congress have led to serious questions about his commitment to democratic principles. As we continue to observe his political career, these questions will undoubtedly remain central to the conversation. Rahul Gandhi's leadership and electoral victories raise questions about his commitment to democratic principles. Rahul Gandhi's consistent opposition to key government initiatives raises questions about his motives. Such a statement has been echoed countless times by critics and observers of Indian politics. His opposition isn't limited to a few initiatives, but rather it extends to numerous significant reforms introduced by the Modi government. This includes the 3 innovative agriculture laws, the Uniform Civil Code, and the NRC and CAA Acts. This opposition reflects a pattern. Despite these initiatives' proven success, Rahul Gandhi seems to be against them. This has led many to question, is his opposition merely for the sake of opposition? Or does it stem from a genuine concern for the well-being of the nation? Rahul Gandhi's call for a caste-based census in India further adds fuel to this controversy. This proposition is not only divisive in nature, but is also staunchly opposed by the current government. Critics argue that such a move could potentially stir up social unrest and further widen the existing social divide. Moreover, his opposition to the Digital India, Clean India, and Make in India initiatives, despite their evident success, has raised eyebrows. These initiatives have been instrumental in driving India's progress on various fronts. Yet Rahul Gandhi has been one of their staunchest critics, leading many to question the sincerity of his opposition. His critics fear that his relentless pursuit of power, coupled with his consistent opposition to government initiatives, could have adverse consequences for India. They argue that his actions reveal a singular focus on power and a desire to achieve it at any cost. These actions have made his true motivations a subject of scrutiny. They've led to widespread speculation about whether his opposition is grounded in a genuine concern for the nation or if it's merely a ploy to undermine the government and pave his way to power. Rahul Gandhi's opposition to government initiatives raises concerns about his motives and his potential impact on India's future. Whether these concerns are valid or not, they've undeniably made Rahul Gandhi a controversial figure in Indian politics.